Show me Bitcoin, please. Had a record there. That's the record high, $107,500. And look who's sitting next to me this morning. Yeah, the man himself, David Bahnsen, is with us. 107,500 on Bitcoin. Do you have any comment whatsoever, Bahnsen?
It's a huge run up, and I think that those that are speculating on it have done very well. Those that believe it's going to 500,000 think they're in early innings. Those that think there's no way to value it, like myself, have no idea.
No way to value it. So you wouldn't buy it?
No, it's heavily correlated with NASDAQ.
Okay.
That's really where this goes up and down, is around the tech sector.
But outside you're investing in dividends players.
Yeah.
Outside of that, you don't touch Bitcoin.
No, we touch a lot of other asset classes, but we have to be able to value them. So real estate, fixed income, credit, we touch everything. Dividend stocks are our bread and butter. Bitcoin we don't touch.
Do you still think that Bitcoin will eventually crash?
I know it'll eventually crash.
You know it will.
Of course. Well, it's done it 3 times in the last decade. That doesn't mean it doesn't go higher after it crashes. But again, I do not believe it'll ever be a widely held medium of exchange.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about rate cuts, shall we? Let's get off this subject. Everybody's expecting the Fed to cut rates tomorrow. My question is, what happens to the market if they don't cut rates tomorrow?
Well, I'm happy to answer that question, but there's a 100% chance they're going to cut rates tomorrow. It's priced in the futures market, and so they just simply are going to cut. But if they were to go back to those days where they surprise markets, Greenspan did it a couple times, markets generally react either very positively when it's a surprise cut or negatively if it's a surprise non-cut. But this Fed is telling you what they're going to do weeks in advance.
Don't like the look of the 10-year Treasury yield. That's almost the high of the year.
Well, no, it's been back up around 4.5, but 4.4, it stayed between 4.1 and 4.5, and I think anything below 4.5 is just fine. If you get a 10-year Treasury back in the 3s, everyone's going to think it's very good. It means that the market is pricing in, again, very low growth. You want a higher 10-year when it's not inflationary, when it's just good, strong, real GDP growth.
Got it. 441 is okay.
I think it's wonderful.
Right, stay with me for the hour, please, David. I want to take a close look at NVIDIA. They are having a very tough month. They're down again this morning.
Wow.
Are they in what we call correction territory?
Yeah, well, down at least 11% from their recent high, which was 148. NVIDIA this month is down almost 7%.
Why are you laughing?
They're naming it for 2025. So after 190% return in 24, now it's the hot stock for next year. It seems a little late for that.
But we're at 10 p.m. in the AI party that goes until 4 a.m. So
no, we are at 3:58 a.m. on the 4 a.m. party.
Don't tell Masa Son that.
All right, got to move on. Tesla, I think they're up again this morning. Who's bullish on them?
Mizuho. I'm sorry, Dan Ives of Wedbush, my bad. They have set a price target of $515. The average price target for Tesla, by the way, is $271. So now Wedbush comes out with $515, and the stock's at $470. How is the average $270 when the stock's $200 more than that right now?
Because 75% of the return has come in the last 4 weeks, and it's trading at 153 times earnings.
Tesla?
Yes.
153 times.
Yes, next year's earnings.
Wow.
That's next year's earnings.
That is the trumpet.
Even at 515, that's only 8% from here.
Seems somewhat inflated, doesn't it?
His bull case is 650.
I've got to talk about Pfizer with Lauren. What are they saying about their future profits?
Guidance is just in line, and in line is good enough for Wall Street. The stock is up almost 4%. They're in the middle of a turnaround as they diversify away from the COVID vaccine. The cost cutting is working thus far.
I'm laughing because I know exactly what David's about to say. Say it.
The stock is right now trading where it was in 1997. This is the company that had the COVID vax. They had a little drug some people may have heard of called Viagra. They have Lipitor. This is the largest pharmaceutical. They bought Warner Lambert, and they've managed to set money on fire for over 25 years. It's unbelievable.
That is, actually. No change at all.
Just no R&D, no great growth. It's really an awful story of corporate mismanagement.
You do not own it, I'm sure.
I sure hope I don't after I just said that.
That would be quite an admission, wouldn't it? If you say, yeah, I've had it for 27 years.
Yes.
Okay, thanks, David.
Yes, sir.
Okay, David, it's your big moment. You brought us your dividend plays. First off, General Mills.
Isn't it so boring to have me bring companies that make cereal and pet food?
Yes.
And in a second, we're going to have a utility company when people are just doing such exciting things out there with Bitcoin and so forth. But no, we are big believers in boring companies that make a ton of money and have a good dividend they share. And General Mills is here today because it's down on the year, hasn't had a big year, and that's what we like, is companies still trading at a good value. This is a wonderful company.
And what does it pay?
Paying over 4% dividend, growing every year.
Okay, not bad. American Electric Power.
Similar, over 4% now on the dividend, and you cannot get this AI story without data centers that need more power.
Yeah.
American Electric Power is in the hub of all this. Very good growth story and over a 4% dividend yield right now.
4%?
Yes, sir.
Take it. I think the data center and power supply is huge.
Big story.
Huge. Thank you, David.